Matt Shaw's having a nice turnaround, and Chris Jacobs joins us for the whole show. Let's go.
Go Cubs.
You are Locked On Cubs, your daily Chicago Cubs podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You are Locked On Cubs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day, alongside Sam Olber. I'm Matt Cozy. Sam and I are lifelong fans, taking our passion into discussion with you on all things Cubs. Today's episode is presented by FanDuel. Football season is around the corner. Visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your futures bets now. Matt Shaw's revival, Cubs Blue Jays preview, and trivia all on today's show. We're joined all show by TV host, Chicago native, and diehard Cubs fan Chris Jacobs, who gave us a shout out during the 7th inning stretch last month. Chris, thank you so much for being on.
Oh man, this is so cool for me, you guys. I mean, I've been a daily listener since I discovered your show. What I love about you guys is that you are the perfect blend between analysis / information and just a couple of guys hanging out, having a beer, talking about the Cubs, which is exactly what I love to do. I'm a diehard Cubs fan, and you guys have just hit the sweet spot with me, and I listen every single day. I feel like I know you guys, which is why it's kind of weird to be on here with you, and stoked to be your guest.
Well, we appreciate that, and we're going to get into Chris's career, Cub fan origins, as well as the details behind the shout-out later on. We're going to start with Matt Shaw. In 20 games since the All-Star break, he's slashing .328, .349, .770, 7 homers. Top 7 in baseball and OPS since the break are as follows: Nick Kurtz, Shea Langoliers, Kyle Manzardo, Vlad Guerrero Jr., Matt Shaw, Kyle Schwarber, and someone named Shohei Ohtani. Sam, and then Chris, I will say, despite the Cubs' struggles offensively, I do feel Shaw's rise these last few weeks has been a really nice story for them.
Yeah, it's been awesome to see, because like when we cover the team, when you cover a team every day, you feel like, you know, you go on a journey with these guys, and where he was at before the All-Star break. I mean, I remember even Boog, Matt, you were saying it, but Boog even said it. He's like, they got to figure out what they're going to do with Matt Shaw. He was basically platooning. Remember, for like a couple series, it was him, Brujan, Birdie. He was sitting. We even said, I don't know if he'll start the second half on the team.
I know.
And then he's been by far their best hitter in the second half. I give him a lot of credit. I think it's so hard with podcasts like ours and social media. It's really hard to struggle in professional sports these days, especially when you're on a good team that's trying to win. And to see him bounce back the way he has, it's been awesome to watch. It's been almost inspiring. Him and Cade, it's the two best stories on this team by far.
Yeah, when you talk about his offense is finally waking up. What about his defense that has been absolutely stellar all season long? Remember, before the season started, everyone was like, "Oh, can Matt Shaw handle the hot corner? What's he going to do?
Yeah.
Is it worth his maybe not so great defense to have his hot bat?" And really, the opposite was true in the beginning of the season. The first half, he was like, "Oh my God, it's like he's played third base his entire life." And he had a couple plays last night against the Cardinals, that charging one hopper, no problem. The guy, I mean, yeah, he dropped a pop fly a couple games ago. No big deal. It's going to happen to anybody. But overall, his defense has been stellar. So now if he can put that offense with his defense, he's going to be lights out at that hot corner for years to come. And to think we were going to send him back down to AAA right before the deadline. Oh, thank God that didn't happen.
And his defense has been amazing all year. And so the question is, Matthew, is what has changed in the second half? And for me, it's he's pulling the ball in the air with authority for the first time in his career consistently, right? He had the one home run in Arizona as a pinch hitter, the one in Detroit, but otherwise it was kind of, even when he was having success, it was either the other way, which I still want him to do. That's part of his strength. That's what got him drafted high. That's why he's here. But combining that with just enough to keep a pitcher honest to say, hey, if you challenge him inside on a 2-0 pitch, he can pull that fastball out. Or if you hang a breaking ball, he can hit a ball 400 feet to left center. And then just the conviction of his swings. It's just, you're seeing a lot less of that little check swing take that he had a lot early in the year. And so I think it's been really those two things that is, been the biggest difference.
Yeah. And the amount of tweaks he's made just this summer, it's not only an ongoing process, but it feels like a work in progress that's now working. And almost series to series, he's made changes with his posture at the plate, changes open versus closed stance, changes in swing path, where Sam references his pull rate, but fly ball rate has spiked as well. And normally, I think there would be trepidation about working on that at the highest level of the game. But the Cubs, to their credit, have finally, whether that was based on, the lack of options or not, finally given him some clearance to do it there and just batting him ninth, playing every day. And it's nice to see. And based on what you've seen, Chris, this year, do you have any desire for the Cubs to flirt in the third base market, let's say via trade or free agency this winter, or is Shaw someone, hey, we could win with him for a long time?
Like I said, I mean, his defense is just so rock solid. It's like he's played third his entire life. I think he was a second baseman in college, right? And that's how he kind of came up, and they shifted
second
him
and
over.
short.
And it's like he never missed a beat. I know. I think the best thing that ever happened for him was going down for that, it was about 3 or 4 week period. He worked on his swing. It seemed to come back. He had a little bit of a lapse, but as you pointed out, he's batting almost 330 in the last, couple weeks, a month. It's awesome. Of course, it's going to come around from him. He's an athlete. He's got the skills. But the thing that impresses me most, once again, is how he's adapted to third base. So I think we are solid at third base right now. Maybe all the way till 2032, was it that Carter Hawkins was saying? The fact that we're having to worry about that season right now, Carter, come on, buddy. You need, like you guys said on the last podcast, I think he owes the fan base an apology because he might not have meant what he said. But yeah, no, I think we're solid with Matt Shaw at third base for years to come.
Well, in 2032, I'll be using Medicare or something.
No.
I'd like to say publicly, Chris makes me feel extra pale. Just want to put that out there.
Yeah, he's definitely gotten some raise this year.
Yeah, I just want to say that. Clearly a guy that's on TV versus a guy that has a podcast. Yeah, look, I agree. And to me, Chris said the most impressive thing has been his defense. To me, the most impressive thing is how he's just bounced back from failure. I mean, that's just a lot, man, for a 23-year-old. And it's like when you look at these guys like tomorrow's starter, Ben Brown, Cade in the beginning, Shaw, it's so hard to fail when you're on a team that's supposed to win. Like developing dudes and trying to win at the same time is hard, right? There's a reason why a lot of young players are on rebuilding teams when they're unproven. And so obviously just learned a lot about his character so far, and I hope he continues to have success.
I want to ask you guys about Shaw's spot in the order, if we should get greedy with that or not, and preview Cubs Blue Jays this week, right after this.
This episode is brought to you by Open Phone. If you're running a business, you know that every missed call is money left on the table. Think about the last time you had a service emergency, like a burst pipe. If the first plumber didn't answer, did you wait? Nope, you called the next one. That's why having a reliable business line is so important, and that's why you need Open Phone. Open Phone is the #1 business phone system that helps you streamline and scale customer communication, all from an app on your phone or computer. Did you juggle 2 phones just to keep business and personal calls separate? Open Phone solved that instantly. Your whole team could share one number and respond to customers like a shared inbox. No more, who's handling this? Open Phone is offering Locked On Show listeners 20% off your first 6 months at openphone.com/LockedOnMLB. That's openphone.com/LockedOnMLB. And if you have existing numbers with another service, Open Phone will port them over at no extra charge. Open Phone, no missed calls, no miss customers. This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. August 26th is officially FanDuel Futures Day, a brand new holiday for football fans who live for bold predictions and preseason hunches. For just 24 hours, FanDuel is giving you deals on NFL season predictions. So whether you're calling your MVP, eyeing a long shot division winner, or ready to crown your Super Bowl champ before week one even kicks off, this is your moment. If you're unlike me, you're optimistic about the Chicago Bears. Caleb Williams right now is sitting at 37-1 to win MVP. That's not going to happen. Visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your future bets now, because Futures Day is one day and one day only. FanDuel, play your game.
We're back here on Locked On Cubs. Shout out to the everydayers, and you can become a Locked On Cubs everydayer by joining us every episode throughout the week. And this week, we want to hear from you, whether that's on the Cubs, whether it's on a certain player, whether that's on the ridiculous quote that might be fireable from Carter Hawkins, the trade deadline, whatever it is. Please send us your videos of 2 minutes or less. locsoundoff@gmail.com, locsoundoff@gmail.com. We will play those for our last episode of the week later this week. Cubs, Blue Jays next 3 days. Canada's team, 607, 607, and 207. Northsiders are now 67 and 50 on the year. In the top spot in the wild card standings for now. They're 1.5 games ahead of the Padres, 4.5 of the Mets, 6 of the Reds, Cardinals, Giants, Marlins on the periphery there. 10 and 11 since the break, 22 and 21 since June 19th. Ben Brown and Jose Barrios, Cade Horton, Kevin Gausman, Matthew Boyd, and Max Scherzer. Blue Jays are 69 and 50, first place in the East. They are 6 and 8 over the last 2 weeks, but were red hot before that. Bo Bichette has been great. Vlad Guerrero has been great with that extension in hand. George Springer and Anthony Santander are both on the injured list. We won't be seeing them this week. Sam, we 3 righties for the Jays this week.
Wow.
If that's something we're still tracking. A handedness split. I think at this point we're probably tracking wins. So feelings from both of you on Cubs Blue Jays. They're a really good team.
Today, I was at a local convenience store, and I went to the aisle, like the miscellaneous aisle, and they had all the Halloween stuff set up, which really made me try and take a step back and just try and shift perspective a little bit, because look, a day before the trade deadline, the Cubs were a game out, and they were in a pretty good spot. And since then, they've dropped 5 games, and it's hard to adjust your perspective and adjust your goals that quickly, right? The goals it's like the division now feels like a little bit of a long shot, but we still have to get there and maybe get hot at the right time and all those good things. And so I look at this series as an opportunity, right? You got Pittsburgh this weekend. That should be a series you comfortably win. After that, you got 5 against the Brewers. If you could find a way to upset the pattern here and win this series, you'd probably be setting yourself up to have some momentum heading into that Brewers series. That's about as positive as I could get. Barrios is a guy the Cubs, a month ago, you'd feel really good about them handling, right? He's having a nice year, but he gives up a lot of home runs. He doesn't strike out a ton of guys. He's right-handed. These are guys that they've handled most of the season, but they got carved up by McGreevy on Friday night. So, use it as an opportunity, find a way to win a series, and that'd be really fun.
It's got to swing back eventually, right? It's got to come back to the other side. They have to get hot again. This slump has gone on for way too long. It's like May and June last year. All of a sudden is happening now, July and August this year. It's got to stop. And also, Milwaukee's got to cool off at some point, right? They're 463-2 in their last 405 games. It's got to swing back. I'm not worried about the Blue Jays. I think we'll win that series. The
Oh,
fact
wow.
we're facing 4 righties is good. Although Pete seems to do well against lefties and he needs to break out. So maybe facing a lefty would be okay for him. But I'm not worried about the Blue Jays. I think we'll take 2 out of 3 there. The Pirates, we got to win that series. It's just a no-brainer. Those guys are totally scuffling the entire season. And then we may have to sweep all 5 against Milwaukee at Wrigley to set this right. It's almost like the only way to win the division. If we don't gain, we're 6 out right now.
Yeah.
It's incredible how quickly it happened. It's
Chris,
a heater that we've never seen before that Milwaukee is in. So if we don't take at least 4 and hopefully 5 from Milwaukee, then there's no way we're winning the division. Because Milwaukee is just too hot.
If they sweep all 5 against Milwaukee, I will.
Chris could replace you as the host.
Not only that, I'll send you and your family somewhere of your choice. I don't know.
We love Hawaii. We love Hawaii.
And I'd be happy to do it because that would be. I mean,
we only travel first class, Sam. That
would be show changing. They won all 5.
Well, that's a bet I don't think I would take because it's a total
to win 5 in a row against the Rockies is not that easy to do. It's hard. It's baseball. But it would be. Look, the fact that you're confident against Toronto, I would love. I wish I shared that. I don't think they're going to get swept. But Matt, I wish there was an opener going for Brown tomorrow. I don't really understand it. I don't think it's a coincidence that he had a ton of success against Cincinnati because he didn't know he was going to pitch. He didn't have to think about it. Right. He was in the pen. Soroka got hurt. Boom. Don't have time to think. Just go in there, do your thing. This is a pretty good lineup. You mentioned one of the guys ahead of Matt Shaw in the second half is the Blue Jays first baseman, Vlad Jr.
Yeah.
So, but I also think it's irresponsible to even worry about the pitching at this point. They got to score runs.
Yeah, but isn't Ben due for one of those games where he just looks like a Cy Young winner, where he's just lights out? It seems to be
seen it before,
every 5th or 6th start,
Ben
has a game where you're like, why isn't this guy doing this every time? So hopefully that will be tomorrow night.
Well, that's true. And with as both of you guys are bringing up, with the Brewers series lingering a week from today as we record here, there ought to be a game out of the 5 down of that marathon series next week. I do look at this week as 4-2, but if they win 2 out of 3 against Toronto, you really have dreams of a 5-1 week, which they haven't done in ages.
Well, they have one sweep of a team since the Rockies at the end of May, and that was the Cleveland series, the game I was at where Shaw had the 1-0 walk.
July 4th week.
Yeah, they have one sweep. They've only had 4 sweeps all year, I believe. The A's, the White Sox.
They haven't gotten swept, conversely.
Yeah, but they need to start stacking some wins.
Yeah. We need another 16-5.
They don't do that, right?
We need another 16-5 run like they had earlier this season.
Yeah, that'd be
they were
great.
all business.
You guys actually called it right on the number, 16-5. Can you imagine if we had played 500 ball during that? We'd be looking up at the Reds right now.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Yep. You got it. At some point, you said it, Chris. I've been saying it a lot. Like, you got to get hot again. And to me, the path to getting hot again starts with the right fielder. He needs to get hot again. And I'll say this, last thing I'll say on this series, Matt, Chris, if Kyle Tucker has another bad series, I think that there's a serious chance that the Cubs just put him on the IL for 10 days for a reset, even though he missed the Brewers series, because whether the Cubs win the division, make the wild card, they have no chance in the playoffs if this is the version of Kyle Tucker you're going to get. And if he goes another 3 games without an extra base hit, they might just say, hey, it's time for a reset. Just do what you need to do to reset.
It's weird. All the balls that he hits that would be extra base hits are hit right at a defender. He had one last night. He had that one that went right at the second baseman, hit very hard, but they're just loud outs. I mean, it's weird what kind of effect that has on his psyche and the team psyche, because they're looking at him as the leader. And if he's slumping like that, and his demeanor is so kind of lax that it doesn't seem to affect him. I'm sure it is internal.
It is.
But he doesn't wear it on its sleeve like PCA does.
No.
So the team's looking at him going, well, if you're not worried about this, I mean, should we be worried? And meanwhile, the L's are stacking up, and it's not good.
And I have a small desire, but a desire nonetheless to see a lineup shuffle Tuesday night.
Me too.
I think Shaw up to maybe 7th.
Shaw I wouldn't touch.
Okay. I'd move Shaw up to 7th. I'd move Tucker back to 2. I'd get Happ back to 6, 7, depending on where you put Shaw. Swanson 9th. The catcher 8th. By the way, guys, Miguel Amaya might catch Ben Brown Tuesday night.
Wow.
We might see a roster move. He's going to be ready to go this week. Chris, do you have any desire for a lineup shuffle?
Oh, absolutely. All season long, I've been waiting for Council to try PCA leading off. I think that's, why not at this
Let's
point?
do it.
He's your most exciting player on the bases. Let's get him on base to begin the inning, and then Nico backing him up. Nico, who is far and away our best hitter, far and away our best clutch hitter. So
Definitely.
Put him 2, Tucker 3, Seiya 4, and then go from there.
I like it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Dansby. I mean,
Yeah, they got to get Bush out of there.
Happ, Kelly. Yeah, Bush probably 5.
Okay.
But beyond that, all those guys are kind of interchangeable in the order. But
Sure.
Why not try PCA? He seems like a leadoff guy, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Well, this is the week to try it before all the buzz and pomp and circumstance next week against your
Well, yeah.
rival,
I mean, since
sure.
Bush just moved the leadoff, that experiment has gone.
Well, he's hitting in the 100s
extremely poorly
in that spot. Right.
Yeah.
All right. Cubs Blue Jays this week. Again, locsoundoff@gmail.com. Please send in your videos 2 minutes or less. We're going to play those on our last episode this week as we continue to be the number one destination to talk Cubs. All right, we're getting to Chris's career, Cubs fan origins, 7th inning shout out, and then I got some trivia for these guys right after this. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Day Hue, and so is this hat I'm wearing. For sports fans like me, this one hits the mark. Game Day Hue makes clean, no-logo gear with team-inspired colors for every pro and college fan base. It's all about letting your colors speak for you. No giant logos, just smart, versatile styles that work on game day, on the course, or anywhere in between. This marooned hat I got sent to me by Game Day Hue is actually the colors of the school I teach at. Excited to rock it this fall on Football Friday nights in the booth there as I do PA announcing at my school. Excited about that. And Game Day Hue sent me a golf glove in Cubs colors. This is their split shade glove made for the golf course, or the perfect gift for the fan who has everything golf related. Right now, you can get 15% off with code MLB15 at GameDayHue.com. That's GameDayHue, HUE.com. Let your colors talk, because colors speak louder than words. GameDayHue.com, code MLB15. Chris Jacobs has joined us all show. It's been a pleasure to have him. He gave us a shout out during the 7th inning stretch last month. That's really made our summer. I'm going back to school this week, and just feel like that paired with the article this weekend, Athletic Survey. Sam, we're not taking this for granted, but it does feel different just in the last four weeks. Chris, you've been a part of a few different shows, Overhauling on Motor Trend, Long Lost Family, originally on TLC. How did you get into TV, and what are you up to right now?
I had always wanted to be an actor and be in the entertainment business. So as soon as I got done with high school, I went out to California and completed college, and I went to law school. I'm an attorney, so I got my education background out of the way. And then I started chasing the dream, and it worked out for me. I've never had to have a real job in my life. So 2003, I got overhauling, and that really kind of shifted me into the hosting and automotive world. And ever since then, I've just been in the deep end and swimming, treading water as fast as I can. And no one's figured me out yet. So I'm still doing it.
When
Chris,
was the first
go ahead.
time the Cubs reached out to you? Because you've done first pitches too, right?
Yeah, I've done the first pitch 4 times, and I've sung the stretch twice now. So I think the first one I did was probably about 8 or 10 years ago, maybe. But it's all about the stretch. I mean, throwing the first pitch out is one thing, but it's not nearly as exciting as the stretch. And when I got the opportunity to do the stretch, I was like, who can I make this special for? And, you guys are, like I said, my favorite podcast. I listen to you guys every single day, and you guys deserve to grow your fan base. And if there's something that I can do to help that out, I thought that was the perfect setting, the perfect opportunity. I got both of your names correct in both pronunciation and understandability. So I was happy to do it, man. And I'm so glad that you guys appreciate it so much, because that was really my point. I wanted to do something special for you guys and to get the word out about the show, and hopefully that happened. And it was a blast. And I got the Ozzy reference in there too, because Ozzy
was perfect
way that day. I was a little off key at the beginning because I couldn't hear the organ, but I kind of caught it in the second half of the song. But no, man, it was my pleasure to do that for you guys. And now here I am on the podcast, which is totally cool for me.
I just want to just really quickly, I want to tell my side of this. Mm-hmm. So I'm sitting, I think it was just a random weeknight. I don't know what day it was.
Thursday.
It was a Thursday. I was sitting at his cousin and my best friend's baseball game that he was coaching. And I saw earlier, I got like a follow thing from Chris Jacobs and a message request. And listen, I'm not Johnny Carson here, but I do get you get a decent amount of those. So I was just like, whatever, you know what I mean? I'll look at it later, whatever. I didn't think of it. And then I got on Twitter and saw a DM, and it was something along the lines of, hey, big fan, whatever. I'm doing the stretch next week, and I'm going to shout you guys out. And I thought it was a joke. And so I was like, so then I did my research and saw that, Chris has, 200 something thousand followers on Instagram. And I'm like, no, this is a real thing. So I'm at the game. I started to pace a little bit. I called Matt and let him know. And then I didn't know what to expect, because I didn't want to bother him, the day of. I think I sent Chris a message like, hey, good luck today, whatever, just to float it out there. And then I was at a family dinner. I missed that game and I missed that episode. And it's not that I forgot about it, but I just wasn't in tune. And all of a sudden I checked my phone after eating, and I had 40 messages. And it was just like, oh, this happened. And it was, it was wild. It was really cool. I'll go as far as say it was probably a top 10 lifer for me, life moment.
That's awesome. Well, like I said, it was my pleasure to do it for you guys. And I mean, I can't get enough of your show every day. I mean, I listen to it every single morning, and you guys just always you say what I'm thinking about the game. So, we're totally in tune. I'll give you a quick story about my Cubs history. My first Cubs disappointment was 1984. When we made the playoffs, lost to the Padres in 3 games. Freaking what's his name? Steve Garvey and the Padres got us, and we were 1 game away from moving on. And then, of course, you've got they
were up 2-0 and lost 3 in a row, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got 2003, you've got 2008, on and on. So finally in 2016, we did it. In fact, 2015 was probably the most exciting season because no one expected them to make the playoffs, and then beating the Cardinals and Arrieta was just awesome. Yep. But I'll tell you what the difference is about 2016. At the deadline, we filled the void we needed, as you guys mentioned. And who do we give them? Our top prospect, Gleyber Torres. I don't care what Gleyber did further on in his career. We were willing, Theo was willing to make that sacrifice. And what did we not do this year? We did not go to the farm system. We've got pieces It's a bird in the bush, not in the hand. We don't know what these guys are going to do, but we know what the guys who we were going to trade them for do, but they didn't make the move. And I know that everyone.
Oh, they got Soroka.
Oh, fantastic. 2 whole innings.
Yeah, will any of these guys be as good as Gleyber Torres? He made the All-Star game.
Exactly. I got two words about prospects for you. Matt Mervis. That's all you got to say about prospects.
Who's on the show?
Our first ever show guest.
Here you go. Everyone's going to blame Jed Hoyer and they're going to blame Carter, but you need to go one level up. You got to go to ownership, because until Tom Ricketts is willing to spend the money to put a team on the field that's going to win World Series, it's never going to happen, because it takes money. We've seen that with other teams. And the Ricketts family, they're not hurting for cash. The franchise is worth $4.5 billion. They own the Zachary Hotel. They own 17 buildings with rooftops on them. Open the purse strings, man. Make us happy. Give us a team that can win championships. And what's that going to do? That's going to make future star players want to come to Chicago. And that's going to create more success and better teams. It's not going to happen unless ownership is willing to spend the money on the free agents and the trade.
Shout out to Matt Cozy and Sam Olber, hosts of my favorite podcast, Locked On Cubs.
Chris, it's been so awesome to have you. Are you up for a trivia to close out?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right.
I'm not nearly as good as Sam at this, but I'll give it my best shot.
Absolutely. Stump the Schwab style. A lot of lefties in the Cubs rotation these last couple of seasons. So since 2015, there have been also Luke Little. Sorry, man. Hope you're doing well, but he opened a game. He's not on this list. Okay. These are just guys that started games, not openers. So Luke Little's out, if that was going to confuse anybody listening. There have been 20
starters since 2015, you said?
Yeah, 20 lefty starters for the Cubs since 15. Can you name the 20?
Would you like to go first, Chris?
Well, let's get the easy one out of the way. Lester.
Okay, John Lester, correct.
Takes me a second to So I'll go with a friend of the show, Justin Steele.
Justin Steele, correct.
Imanaga,
got it.
Let's go with Matthew Boyd.
Okay, back to Chris.
Quintana.
Oh,
that's right. 17 to 20. Back to Sam.
Okay, so now I gotta get there for a second. Let me think of the 17 rotation, 18 rotation, lefties, 19. This is a little tricky. 20.
15 names left.
Yeah. No, I know it's not good, Matthew. I get it. I got to get into a zone. You can't just you can't just run right out there. We hit all the big ones.
The obvious ones. Yeah.
Just trying to think of 21.
It's a couple more obvious ones, I will say.
Yeah, and I'm just blanking a little bit here. This isn't good. I got to have a time limit at some point, don't I?
Yeah, sure. 5.
Oh boy, this is bad.
3, 2.
Randy
1.
Rosario?
No, incorrect. This is Chris for the win.
Yeah, she should win.
Let me see.
A lefty starter of the last 10 years.
Just blank it a bit.
Lackey?
Well, he's a righty.
John Lackey was right-handed. All right, that's the show.
Well, no, let's get better. Let's get better here.
Okay.
I mean,
consolation round.
Yeah.
Well, how about this? In that 15 to 17 zone, I'm showing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 names of lefty starters.
Yeah.
So if you want to stick in that area, you can.
God, why are we blanking?
Why are we blanking on this?
How about this? A good hitter.
Travis Wood.
Travis Wood is correct.
How about Wade Miley?
Wade Miley is correct. 2022 season, the year we took over the show.
Now he's on a roll.
Chris, it rhymes with Miley.
Smiley.
Yeah.
That's correct.
There we go. See, it just takes me a second.
Sam, Cubs convention this past year.
Rob Zastrisny.
Rob Z. We met him and his wife and child.
Nice guy.
Smarge is not a lefty, is he?
No.
Chris, how about trade deadline? You mentioned the trade deadline earlier. How about the deadline in 2018, a southpaw?
Deadline 2018.
Phillies World Series.
Oh, Hamels.
Cole Hamels is correct.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
All right.
He's my doppelganger, by the way. I walked into Madden's bar after a game one time, and people were high-fiving me saying, good game. And my friends and I figured it out. They thought I was Cole Hamels.
Oh,
it was after I had thrown out a first pitch, and I was wearing a Cubs hat and a Cubs sweatshirt, like team gear. And a bunch of people were like high-fiving me saying, good game. They thought I was Cole Hamels.
All right, guys, I'm going to list the rest off.
Please list them.
Okay, this is from oldest to newest. Clayton Richard. Tsuyoshi Wada, Mike Montgomery.
Oh, he was a starter through the last World Series. Yeah.
Brian Mattis, Brett Anderson, Jaime Garcia, Derek Holland, Daniel Norris, Sean Newcomb, and the one obvious one you didn't get, Jordan Wicks.
Oh, Wicks, yeah. Man.
Yeah, I had a long
day. All right, Chris, thank you so much for being on and for the shout out. It means a lot.
Chris, thank you very much.
Went way too fast, guys. It was my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me on.
This is Locked On Cubs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. For your second listen, check out the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night, all season long. Get local analysis on a national scale. Find MLB Game Night on the Locked On MLB channel on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. For Chris Jacobs, for Sam Olber, I'm Matt Cozy. This is Locked On Cubs.
Shout out to Matt Cozy and Sam Olber, hosts of my favorite podcast, Locked On Cubs.